So I told you guys that I'm gonna come on live. Let's see if you guys can come so we can hang out. I told you guys that I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna come on live. Today is Monday, so I think maybe you guys are like busy. Today is Monday. I've seen if you are there, if you've come and you are there, just like say hello so that I can know that I know that you are. I'm trying to actually let me know cancel. I'm trying to normal. I'm trying to oh yeah, it's disappeared. Sorry, I was just trying to have a look at you know, to set my settings over here in live. I know today is Monday and I'm sure you guys are probably working. I'm not sure what are you guys doing. What is live? Rose Naomi, you love me. It's like you love me for free, my dear. Thank you so much for the love. You love me for free. Today, finally, I come on live. I hope people find this live interesting. I hope you come and I hope you watch. So I had promised, I didn't say that I was gonna come live, but I had promised that I'm going to make for you a video just telling you guys exactly how I suffered terrible hemorrhoids for almost 6 years. And hemorrhoids was very debilitating, like made my life hell, to be honest. And oh gosh, you just don't want to suffer from that illness. You know, you never ever know how important you are, what can I say, you are, what is, you are behind, you know, your anus is, until you suffer from this illness. You will, when you suffer from this illness, you will appreciate your poo-poo hole. And also, if you are somebody who is freaked out or who is grossed out by people talking about body parts, things like diseases involving private body parts or whatnot, please don't watch this video. I'm giving you time to click out. I'm dressed up like this because it's very cold. It's very cold. Let me tell you guys how cold it is. Um, um, it's 4 degrees. It's 4 degrees Celsius. It's snowy outside in where I am here in Europe. So I'm in Europe and I want to I'm waiting for people, some more people to come on, just so that we can have a chat. I don't know how this live is going to go by. Grab your coffee, grab your tea. Probably some people, I'm having green tea. Probably some people will find this live, catch up on this live afterwards. And I hope this live is helpful to them. Good morning, Asaze Omomunyi. I don't know, where are you from, Omomunyi? I don't know if that's a Nigerian name or Ghanaian name. You have such a nice name. Rose Naomi. I'm in Australia. It's afternoon now. Good. There is Adis. Adis is a Luo lady. I know you by that name. Go get a good general physician. We are freezing here too. Can't wait for spring. Adis, I know you are nini nya Luo amosi kanyo dada. Sorry, you guys, I'm just saying hello to my fellow Luopian lady that I've seen in the comment section. So anyway, I am going straight to the point and I want to tell you guys my experience with hemorrhoids and how it's really like debilitating my life and made my life so miserable. If you have friends or relatives who are suffering from hemorrhoids, you can imagine. I am somebody who works in the customer field. I'm a flight attendant per se, and when you are suffering with hemorrhoids as a flight attendant, it's the worst thing, because when you are up there in the air, you know, the pressure of the plane sometimes, most of the time, cause them to like everything swell, like, so I usually found myself, they were just like sort of deflated, as in inflamed, whenever I was flying, especially when I had very many busy roster, when my roster was very busy. So I got them a lot, and I did, you know, sometimes you have to monitor your diet when you are suffering from this disease, because sometimes it's because of what you are taking. I found that if I was eating aircraft from the airplane, I was always, especially spicy Indian food, spicy food. I found that that was the time that they were really inflamed, and that was the, whenever I eat such food, I got very sick. So I stopped eating especially spicy food. I stopped eating totally spicy food. And at first I was thinking to myself, my God, who is bewitching me? Like, why is my insides coming out? Like, because mine were like really big, and you know, insides are supposed to be in, they were meant to be in, they are not supposed to be bulging outside. So when they are bulging outside and the wind is like, they can feel the outside environment, they are really extremely painful. If you have suffered from these things, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So at first I went to so many doctors, and I didn't know what to do. The doctors were, some of them were prescribing, telling me that I need to do surgery. I remember the first time I went, you know, in the Emirates, I went to a physician, and the physician was like, wanted to examine me, and it was a male physician. That was the only one they had. So you had to bend down for them to actually use gloves, so that they can actually feel the extent of, are they external or internal hemorrhoids. So mine, I think were external and internal. I had both. So they had to examine them, and they told me that I need like rubber band, something like to band them, to tie them, and so that they will fall by themselves. But because I am flying, and you know, when you're flying, time really matters, and you cannot take, in most cases, things, when it comes to surgical things, you cannot take more sick leaves than you are supposed to take. Like, people are just afraid. Even if you're very sick, sometimes people ignore their sickness because they are afraid of having sickness, prolonged sickness in their file. Actually, that is one of the things that I don't like with my job. It's because you are supposed to, they are just, they don't expect you to be sick, you know, they don't expect you to be sick. And if you are sick, that's a problem. They are like, you're not taking care of yourself, and you're not fit to fly, you're not fit for the job. You know, they always have complaints if you are sick. It doesn't matter which kind of sickness. Some people suffer from maybe tumors, or some people, like, you know, but then obviously they get you on ground. When they find out that you're sick, you get grounded, and they treat you, because we have the best insurance policy when it comes to medical cases. So they treat you. But then if your sickness prolong like 6 months, you know, more than that, they can easily ground you, you know. So I was thinking to myself, if I go for surgery, they will need me to be, you know, I will need not to fly, and I'll need to be on ground for some time. Then I just put the, you know, the surgery off. I said, I'm not going to go for surgery. I'll just suffer with this illness and just go to work like this. So every time I tried so much to eat things to do with fiber, I'm not good with it. I don't keep at it. But I try to drink a lot of water, and I try to, especially for me, what caused them mainly, I remember how they really started was because, you guys don't judge me, but I'm gonna tell you exactly how they started. How they started is that I was always craving those African stones, the ones that are being sold in the market. You know, in Africa, We have stones even in the supermarket. There are some stones that they claimed it has calcium or whatnot. The white stones that are pre-packed and are sold in the supermarkets for eating. It's called udongo in my country. So I used to buy these stones whenever I went to home, and my mom used to eat these stones like crazy. So I think I saw my mom eating them a lot, and then we used to always eat my mom's stones. And then as I grew older, I was always craving these stones. So I used to eat them, especially when I went to Kenya. When I craved them for so long, I used to eat them. Then there was a time I went to Kenya and I ate the wrong ones. There are different types of stones. There are some that are sold in the market. These ones are not treated and they are not good. So I was eating these ones. The ones that are treated are the ones that are sold in the supermarket, because at least they are roasted and they are like, there's something that they do with it to make it a bit more hygienic to eat. But for me, I just went to the local market, open market, and I bought like a bunch, and you have no idea. I was eating these stones like crazy. So there was a time I went to the toilet and nothing could come out, like, guys, I was going to the number 2 stone, the stone itself, and it was like as big as this, and it was stone. So when I'm trying to push, it's not pushing. When I'm trying to what is not pushing. And when I was trying to like see like what is happening, it was stones, the white stones. They were coming because I think the system, my system could not digest them. So they were coming just as they were. You guys, you have no idea. I know it's gross and it's disgusting, but let me just tell you guys my intimate illnesses. It could save somebody out here. So I was like, what? I was crying in the toilet because nothing was coming out, just blood. And it was not like the stones were not coming out. I could push, nothing was coming out. I felt like, I don't know how, if that is how giving birth feels. I don't know. So the minute I finally I started that day, I tried to an extent. I took it's gross, you guys, I'm sorry, it's gross. I took a stick and I started like what is it called, like poking the stones into pieces so that it will easily, but every time I poked them, when I'm in the toilet, when I poke oh my god, what am I saying? When I poke them, I could see the stones are just coming out. The stones were coming out. So I was like pricking, because I could see them bulging out. They were coming out, but it was not my number 2. It was not number 2. It was just stones, you guys. So I was removing them and they were coming out. Then finally I went to the toilet, and it finally came out after so much straining and crying in the toilet. Then I realized that actually, you guys, the medicine of from then onwards, one of my veins, in your anus veins, there's some veins. So if the veins is strained, it will pop out. It will be out of place. So the veins were strained, as in the blood veins. So I have 2 or 3 blood veins that are actually popped out in there. So they are not supporting what can I say? They are not supporting when these are the things that are causing hemorrhoids. So then that is how hemorrhoids started. So then from then onwards, because I was so constipated, I stopped eating these stones actually. Then when I was so constipated, I started having laxatives. So there was that time that I was anorexic, and I had it's called anorexic or bulimia or whatnot. So I used to have laxative after every meal, and I was having them a lot of pills so that I can eat, and then I can straight away diarrhea and the things can come out. So I was always using laxative, thinking that if I use laxative, I'm going to lose weight. So stupid me. So I was anorexic. That was some time back. So I was using these pills without being prescribed. And especially because when I had hemorrhoids, I became very, very depressed because of these hemorrhoids. So also because I wanted to soften my stool, but whenever I was going to the loo too much, as in because I didn't want to go to the loo, because when they were hard, it was hurting. So I started having a lot of laxatives. Then I got used to laxatives. So when you get used to laxatives, your system is not used to pooping normal poo. You know, it's only used to going to do loose poo. So when you go, then it feels like when you use too much laxative, you're down there, your number two, a place for number two, doesn't get used to going to the loo normally. So that one also weakens it, you know. But when you only go, you use laxative and you only diarrhea, then you don't poo normally, then it's very confusing to it. So then I did laxative for so long, and then after that, obviously I stopped, because I whenever I was losing a lot of weight and also water, so I was not healthy. Then I stopped. After I stopped, then now my system started getting prepared. My system went to normal now to poop normally. But when I was going to the toilet normally again, my because my my vessels, my veins were already inflamed, they were there. So I don't know how to explain. It's just too much, you guys, too much technicality and too much explaining to do in this. But what I want to tell you guys is that even when you're going to the toilet, make sure that you don't sit more than 3 minutes, because I was sitting in the toilet trying so much to let it come out. The minute you go to the toilet, when you feel like you're straining yourself to push it out, just wipe yourself, get out of the or wash yourself, whatever you do after you go to the toilet, and then get out of the toilet. Just don't continue more than you have to time yourself. You cannot sit in the toilet for more than 3 minutes, because if you sit, the blood vessels, the blood is going into there and sitting on the blood vessels, and the blood vessels will swell and will cause your hemorrhoids to become worse. So that is one of the things that the doctor told me, because I didn't do the surgery. And another doctor, I went to see so many doctors regarding this, because I wanted to just get rid of them. I want surgery, but I hear surgery timing to heal is so long. And you can imagine, when you have surgery in your harness, how will you go to the toilet? How? To me, I felt like I don't want to go through that pain. And I hear that the healing takes so long. You remember, the place is in a damp place where you go to the toilet. Then every time you go to the toilet, you have to wash with the salt, whatnot. Otherwise the wound gets reinfected. I said, this is too much. I'm not going to the surgery. So the doctors, one of them, give me a very good idea. Don't sit on the toilet for more than 3 minutes. Actually, that one helps, because I find myself sometimes when I'm straining, and not really straining, when sometimes when you really want to go to the toilet, but you go and only small one come out, then you feel the urge to go, but you just don't want to. You just keep pushing, but it doesn't come out. Then they recommend just stand up. More than 3 minutes enough. Don't sit on the toilet more than 3 minutes. So I did that, and it got improvement. So first, I stopped eating spicy food, especially things like chapati, especially the Indian spicy chapati, and anything to do with Indian food, especially parnia, because I remember in our job place, we love parnia. The parnia that is being served in the Indian destination is the best, and it's so tasty with chapati. So the crew, we love it so much. So I used to eat to work, but then every time I ate, I found that my hemorrhoids were just so inflamed, like big, no. And then you remember, that when you're working in the iron and you're busy, these things, they can come out, they can bulge anytime. 1 minute they can be inside, and the best feeling is when they are inside. You guys appreciate your anus, appreciate it. Oh God, if it is healthy and it's doing the job the way it's supposed to be, and it's in a best form, appreciate it. You don't know how to appreciate your body parts until when they are sick, when you're sick and something is wrong with it. So every time, sometimes you're good, sometimes, from nowhere they just come out, and the minute they come out, it's uncomfortable to walk. It is painful. It is irritated, very itchy. You can imagine sometimes when you're on your lady days, on your lady days, you have salty, it's salty and it's sweaty and all that. And when it goes there, it irritates it. And the minute it comes out, you just want to find toilets so that you can push them back, because the only the only remedy like that makes it feel a little bit better and less painful is when they are inside. So you have to like always push them back. So you can when I'm working and I have them out, I need to stand and I need to go to the toilet, put on gloves, and I need to put them back. Like, I don't care. Sometimes I used to just park my cart in the middle of the aisle, in the middle of the service, go back. It was miserable. I hate it so much. Go back to the toilet and do my thing. And then there's something that really helped me. Whenever they are inflamed and they are out, I was okay. There's one thing again that you need to know. Stop using tissue paper. Stop using the hard, normal toilet paper on them. Stop it. You know why? Because every time you go to the toilet and you wipe with it and they are out, when they are out, it just scratches them and causes injury. And the worst thing is when your hemorrhoids have a wound in it. The worst thing, you know, when you don't want to irritate it to an extent that it has a wound in it, because remember, every time you're pushing them back, also you will use sometimes the nail might poke it, and when it pokes it and it gets a wound, you don't want to know how painful those things are. So avoid using tissue paper. So the only thing I use is the moist toilet. I want to show you guys what I use. This is the one I use, but I'm sure there is different brand everywhere. Like, it looks like a wet wipe, but it's actually toilet paper that you can actually flush inside the toilet. It's moist toilet tissue wipes. So this is the one I use. I used to see my ex using this one, and I was like, oh my goodness, what type is he using baby wipes for his bum? But then I didn't know actually that these things are that people can use this kind of wipes when they are going to the toilet. So this is flushable. It's very safe for the toilet. It's just a toilet paper, and you can flush it. So this is what you use, especially when you go number 2. And then what I usually do is that when I go to number 2, I have like the spray, you know, the spray whole thing, you know, the thing that they attach in the toilet, the one they spray. In most toilets in the Middle East, they have it because of the Muslims washing after every toilet use. But now I think I have to install one in my house in Kenya, because I think it's very, very hygienic. Like, I don't trust myself just going to the toilet and then only wiping with tissue paper. Try touching poo and then only wipe it with tissue paper. Touch poo now and then wipe it with tissue paper and then smell it. It's still dirty and it's still disgusting and it's still smelly. That is the reason why I don't trust only tissue paper to clean myself down there. So I usually use this, you know, the pipe, the hole, I don't know what they are called, to actually splash myself with it and wash thoroughly. So I was always washing thoroughly. Here where I am, I've seen one, I've used it, and I've seen that it's connected to the tap water. You know, there's when it's cold, side for cold and hot. So it's nice that actually the splashing thing also even removes hot water. So I use it with warm water. Right now, I don't have them, but I just want to tell you guys what really helps me. So you make sure that you spray yourself with water, clean thoroughly. And then whenever they are inflamed and it has a wound in it, what I found helped me, you guys listen to me very carefully. What I found helped me is you know, hydrogen peroxide. So first of all, you know, the bowl there is in the toilet. Usually, some people, I don't know, guys. I'm from rural Kenya, so I don't know most of these things I see in the toilets here in the developed world. I don't know. There is a bowl. There's something that looks like a bowl. There's a toilet, I know this one. But then there's something again that looks like a bowl. I don't know what is this for. But this is the one I usually put water in, because it's like a sink and it has a stopper. So I usually fill it with hot, I believe that is what it is for. I believe, yeah. So I fill it with hot water, as in hot, not, I don't like just warm. I do like not too hot, but hot that my skin can handle. Then I sit on it. So I usually add what is this? There is this yellow thing for cleaning wound. There is this thing, it's for cleaning wound. What is the name of this thing? I'm sure you guys know it. If you go to any pharmacy, you will find it. So I add this one. I add some salt or Epsom salt. I add some salt in it and I sit, especially when they are inflamed and they have a wound. So I sit on it for some time. It feels amazing. It feels amazing, you know. So I always, especially after going to the toilet, because usually when they come out and when they get inflamed is when you have gone to the toilet. So after every toilet, after I go to the toilet, remember I spray with warm water. Then I put I put this disinfectant liquid. I don't know what it is called for cleaning wound in the water, some Epsom salt or just salt, and then I sit on it. So I know it feels like it takes too much time and all that, but if you want to get healed, you have to use this. You have to use this routine to make sure that your hemorrhoids shrink and go back to normal. So I sat there for some time, and then after that I stand up, and then I use cotton wool, because usually, remember you guys, when this what I was doing is when I was sick, so it was very inflamed and I have wound in it, so it was very bad. So then I took cotton wool, I stuff it, I put hydrogen peroxide. The one I have is 6% volume. I have also 3% volume, but I feel like it's not good, you know, it's not helping. So the 6% volume is the one that I usually put, and then I stack it. I just put it on top of it, and like press, and just it's very, very painful and it's very stinging, but it's helping, it's really helping. So I usually put that. After I finish with that, then I put the yellow disinfectant, the wound thing for washing wound. So I put that, and then I also put like this, and I just sort of press, and then after that, you guys, after that, there is this cream, and I think you can buy this cream anywhere. It is a numbing cream. It is like an anesthetic cream, but it's basically for numbing wound or numbing any place that is inflamed. So this one is a lifesaver. I have never, ever known what is a lifesaver when it comes to hemorrhoids, especially when they are out and painful and inflamed. This one, you need to put this cream on it. Once you wash and do everything, or let's say you can't wash every time, maybe you're traveling or you are in the plane or you are at work, you don't have the luxury of sitting on a hot bowl of water. So obviously that is when you carry your wet wipes, and you always, every use of the toilet, you always pat it with this. For number 2, may God help you if you do number 2 at work. May God help you. Usually I don't do number 2 at work, but when I have to do number 2 at work, we have hot water at work. So I usually get a bottle with hot water, and then I use it to splash on myself. So it takes me so much. I just put on gloves and I wash myself with hot water. And then I also have towels at work. I use them with hot water. Then I just tap them in, and I try as much as possible to clean myself very clean with gloves. And then I put this. This one doesn't go anywhere without, I don't go anywhere without this one, especially when my hemorrhoids are inflamed. Then when you have a wound, there is an antibacterial cream, antibiotics cream. It's called Fusidin. This one, I think you find it anywhere. So this was a lifesaver. This also, I put it. But then, you guys, this one helps with pain. This is for the healing of wound, together with hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is your lifesaver for cleaning your wound. And then I use all these surfactories. What are they called? You know, these things that I inserted inside. This oil-based medicine that you just put inside. None of them helped. I used all in the world. I bought everywhere, wherever I go in the entire world. Whenever I traveled, I used, nothing worked. Then I went to Pakistan, you guys. Pakistan, the old Pakistan. Then I went to the pharmacy. And then I explained to one guy, I told them, Pakistan is a Muslim country, and it's very embarrassing to explain to a pharmacist anything to do with intimate part is paining. So I found a male pharmacist, and I don't care. I have pain in my anus. I need help. So, so this pharmacist doesn't speak English, so I have to do body language. I say pain in the anus, pain in the anus. I even lift my leg. And then this person was laughing and saying, you have hemorrhoids. And then, guys, this one. He gave me this cream. It's called Roger. That's what it's written here, at least. Roger. And I thank God for the human intervention. I thank God for science. My hemorrhoids were so big, and they were like bulging like this, uncomfortable. I can't walk. Usually, even when I wake up, yani, I was shivering for the much pain I was feeling on those things. And then when I went, these ones, don't get it wrong. This helps with a wound. Remember, it doesn't shrink them. It just helps to heal the wound. If you have a wound that you have caused by irritating it every single day with wiping with hard tissue paper, you will have a wound in them. This one will help, along with cleaning with hydrogen peroxide, salt, warm water, and the other thing, the yellow thing. I don't know what's the name of that yellow thing. The wound cleaner, antiseptic, whatever, that one. This one doesn't shrink, but it helps the wound. This one helps with pain. Any anesthetic cream. It's written lidocaine, prilacaine. And you have no idea. I have so many of them. I have liquid. For me, I'm always a walking pharmacy. Usually at work, whenever anybody fly with me and they are sick, they come to me. I have even this one. I have even the liquid anesthesia. The one that the doctors use before they do surgery. I have this. I bought this one. This one I use them also to just put in a cotton pad and put on my hemorrhoids when they are painful. This one kills the pain totally. I also have something else. I have so many things, you guys. So anyway, I have another one that looks just like this, also another with different percentage of pain. There's a high percentage that is, even now when I put on a wound, numb, absolutely numb. I don't feel anything for a couple of hours. And then you guys, I'll read from you what you have written, but for now, let me just explain myself first. So this Roger cream, I feel like, honestly, I want to get many of them so that I can sell it to the people who are suffering. I feel like this cream, I can sell it to the people who are suffering. I can't obviously give them for free because even me, I will get it with money. So I feel like I need to actually promote this cream, because this cream was a lifesaver. The minute I put this cream on my hemorrhoids, they shrink. They shrink totally. And even now when I'm sitting here, I cannot feel them. My bone is a normal bone. It's gone back to the way it's supposed to go back. It's supposed to go back, the way it's supposed to go back because of this. And something else I used was probiotic. So this probiotic really helps with your digestion system, because usually the reason why people suffer from constipation and all this and bad, hemorrhoids is caused by constipation. Remember, that's what started it for me, because when I did very hard poo, when I was, obviously that was self-inflicted, that is when it happened, So daily I use this probiotic. So this probiotic are basically just a good bacteria, because sometimes your stomach doesn't have, especially with some medication, because I remember I suffered the urinary tract, the worst urinary tract infection, UTI, and I had to be put on a couple of antibiotics. And the antibiotics, they just kill they kill the good bacteria in your stomach as well. So I found that my digestion system were never good from so long, not even because of these antibiotics. They were not good for so long. So then I started using this probiotic. I've used this, not exactly this same bottle, but I've always used probiotic to help with my stomach, good bacteria and good digestion, to go to the toilet routinely, without fail. And so this one really helps with your digestion system. So something else that I was using just to make sure that my my yeah, just to make sure, I'm just looking at my you guys, I'm so happy about my Apple Watch. I don't have to look at my phone because it's synced with the phone. So if somebody sends me a text message, if I wherever I am and my phone is away, I can just see the message on my iPhone, on my Apple Watch. So yeah, it's a new buy, so don't mind me. I'm just excited about it. So then I usually use this Dufalac. This is the one that I use. I take it when I'm going to sleep, sometimes, not always. This is mostly a stool softener. So I use this one. I have actually two. Two. I bought, even I had like four. Like I told you, I'm a walking medicine. I have medicine for everything in my house. So yeah, so that one also helped. And also drinking lots of water. Drinking lots of water is something that I found that is very, very, very helpful. So yes, that is exactly, and I know that how much it's very embarrassing disease, especially there was a time that I had, there was like a time in a couple of years, many, many, many years ago, like maybe 5 years or 4 years, that I remember I had, I had, there was this person that I was talking to online, and this person was very serious, according to him, our online, the days where you used to meet people on Facebook. Those days I had friends, people who meet husbands on Facebook. Like somebody just inboxing you from, like, you are mutual friends with him, with someone on Facebook, and then they just see your pictures and they start talking to you. So there's one missionary. He was actually an Australian missionary. Yes, an Australian missionary. And he was very interested. He was talking to me. He was happy and everything. And his aim was talking to me was that he was looking for a wife. And he made it very clear we were the same age, so he was looking for a wife. He mentioned that he was a virgin. He's very much into his missionary work. So he usually go for mission work in Africa, in China, in other poverty areas, just to do missionary work, because he was working in the medical field. So they were actually doing free surgeries and free medical whatever in these areas, especially in India, in Africa, and you know what. So then he was just talking to me, and when I saw his pictures, I kind of know that the things that he was talking about, you guys, this is just now a story time on top of my hemorrhoid whatever. So then, and this where I want to let you guys know how much hemorrhoids have made my life miserable, just to make me like feel very, very, have low self-esteem. And I remember sometimes, even when I am sitting with people and everyone is talking and laughing and having fun at work, I usually just exclude myself and sit somewhere very sad, because I feel pain and I feel like, what type of illness is this, and why me? And sorry to say, forgive me for saying this, but I was feeling like, excuse me, why can't God give this? I don't think I need to say this. I don't think I need to say this. There are people who use their bum for sexual pleasures, especially the gay people. Sorry. So I said, why can't God give these things to them people? Why are they giving me? I'm not doing it. So this, please, I don't want anybody to bash me. I'm not homophobic. I just said it. I just said that there are people who are prostituting using their buttock. So, but sometimes I was sitting and I say to God, why don't you give it to those prostitutes? Why are you bringing it to me? I am somebody who is just sitting good, and I'm not doing anything wrong with my bum, apart from going to the toilet. Why are you, you know? So I was always talking to myself like this. But anyway, so this guy was like, because every story that he was giving me, I saw pictures that was backing up his stories. He was saying that he has just built a house, he's doing preparation for everything because he's looking for a wife, and he wants his wife to arrive when things were in order, meaning that he was somebody who had a good job, he was somebody who had a house, who had put his priorities together. So I was talking to him for quite some time, but I was not confident. Those days were the days that I had the worst self-esteem. My skin, my acne had gone haywire on me, and I had just started, I was very new in this flight attendant thing, and my self-esteem was just to the drain. So whenever people approached me, or men were talking to me, I was just like, there is nothing interesting about me that a man would like. Like, what is there that is interesting? I'm not pretty, I'm not this, I'm not this. I made a couple of lists in my head where why I think no man should like me, because I'm not attractive. Why the only reason they would want me is because they want to have intercourse with me, like, illegal intercourse with me outside wedlock. So this is what I told myself. So even this guy was a Christian man, was trying to talk to me, but I was just like, yeah, right. Whatever he says is just saying it. So I didn't believe him. And also the reason why most so I didn't believe him is because I had my telephone number, and I gave him my telephone number because he asked for it. He never texted. I'm not sure if WhatsApp was there those days, or I knew about WhatsApp. He never texted. I also gave him my Skype number. He never called on my Skype. So he just like preferred talking on Facebook, just texting, no video calls. So I told him, and I remember he had asked me to when I go to Sydney, to Melbourne, we should make a point to meet. So I remember I even requested for Melbourne, Melbourne flight, and got the Melbourne flight because I just wanted to meet him. But I was feeling like, even though I want to meet him, I had so many doubts in my mind. Why exactly does he not initiate video calls so that at least I can see him first? Or why hasn't he called me at least, so that at least I can talk with him? Because for 2 good years, we've just been doing Facebook chats. And I have seen, he has sent me lots of pictures of his family, of himself. And I'm like, excuse me, there's a lot of people who are posing as people, especially there's a lot of scammers who pose as people who are in the military, who pose, and they always have a name called John Smith, even though this guy didn't have a name called John Smith. But I was just like, there's a lot of people who actually pose with fake accounts and, fake pictures, and they always send fake things for people. So I was very suspicious. But anyway, even when he went on a missionary field, he sent me pictures when he was with the orphans and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it's just Facebook things, because I know Facebook is something. Then when it was time for me to, he told me, listen, when you reach Melbourne airport, I will come and pick you up. I say, hey, come and pick who up? Like, I don't know you. How come you just come and pick me up? First of all, we have not spoken on Skype. I have not seen you, nothing. And remember, my self-esteem is very low. I don't trust myself either. I don't believe that I am attractive enough for a man to have interest in me. So forget it, So then, and I remember when I was in Australia, and I requested the flight to go to Australia so that I can meet this guy. And I remember he had planned meetings, he had planned what we are going to do, he had planned this and that. But in the back of my mind, I doubted him a lot, because I was asking myself, if he was really, really, really into me, he could have made a point to actually even call me on Skype and find out, because every time I asked him, he had not given me a reason as to why he's not calling, or even, So then when I went to Australia, he sent me other Facebook messages, but I was just like, And again, my hemorrhoids were inflamed. They were inflamed when I was in Australia, and I was in pain, and my everything was just a mess. So then I was just like, well, I know that I took this flight to meet this guy, and this is the reason why I said, even if I'm meeting you in a hotel lobby. I am not meeting you in any place that is far away. You're not picking me in your car. This is how you guys pick up people and go take them inside a bush and kill them and then bush them there, rape them and put them in the bush. I ain't no stupid. So I told him, listen, if you are coming, you better just come to the hotel lobby. I am in so and so hotel. I didn't even give him my hotel number, my room number. I just told him, come, there is a restaurant in a hotel. Let's have a coffee. Let's have a tea. And in the restaurant, and let's talk. So he had actually offered to come and pick me up from the airport. I told him I'm in uniform and we have company transportation to the hotel. They don't allow us to go to, obviously we are allowed, but I just gave him some freaking crazy excuse for him not to pick me up, because I don't trust a stranger picking me up in a foreign land. No, please, no, So then when I went to the hotel, so he was texting me every time, every single minute he was texting me saying, I'm at this place now, because I had sent him direction to the hotel. He said, I'm at this place now. Then he reached the hotel lobby. He told me, I am in the hotel lobby, baby. I say, hey, what hotel lobby? I promise you, I am not coming out. I am not coming out, You guys, I did not go to see this man. I locked myself in my hotel room feeling sorry for myself because my skin went haywire, my hemorrhoids were inflamed, and I had no self-esteem whatsoever. And this guy, even the hotel people themselves, called me telling me, so-and-so is here to meet you. They called me in my room. And they say, so-and-so, a guy with such a name, is here to meet you. Because I had told him, when you reach the reception, just tell them to give me a call and let me know you are there. So when they reached the hotel room, he told me, guys, that guy was very genuine, But the little demon in my head, the enemy of progress, the demon of the ancestral curses was in my head telling me, don't go, you don't deserve, don't go outside, you don't deserve it, you don't deserve to meet a proper man, you don't deserve it. So then I was just outside. I was just like in my room, and those ancestral, the ancestors. There are some people in your ancestral lineage that died without getting married, without being happy, without being, so they are probably went into their grave saying, you shall never, and the people in my generation will never. So then that's just a joke, but I'm just saying it. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm just saying that I cannot explain the reason why I froze, and my feet, like I was just like, I'm not going, I'm not going. So when they called me, I was just like, what should I do? So I was dressed up with something similar to this exactly, because it was cold in Australia. Then I went outside the lift and I froze. I went back to my room. And then I was asking myself, what will I lose by just going to meet him? I went back and got inside my bed and switched off my phone and unhooked the phone from the reception. Even when they were calling me, the guy had to leave. So then when I came back to the base, he was texting me and he was telling me, why did you do that? Like he was asking me so many questions, and he was like, I had so many hopes and dreams, and I really just wanted to meet you, and blah, 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 all this. And then I was just telling him, the reason why I didn't meet you is because I didn't understand why. But obviously that was a part of the reason. But again, I had the worst low self-esteem. And I was just like, I don't know what was happening to me. Then we remain friends on Facebook. We remain friends. Then, lo and behold, he went to a missionary trip in India. And then he met an Indian woman. And then the day he got married, The day he got married and he posted pictures of his marriage, I almost collapsed. I almost collapsed, you know, because I saw pictures and I saw, you know, his wedding, and I was like, shoot, this man was actually really serious. And you see, he went and found a nice Christian woman in India, you know, and I think he was into women with a skin tone, like a dark skin tone, because he married a dark skinned Indian woman. And you know, every time I could see, you know, their milestone, they were posting the day they had their first daughter, they were posting. Because I was so jealous, I had to unfollow him and I had to block him from but even though I blocked him, I was still going to his page to actually snoop. You know, what is it called? To spy on him, to see what's happening with him. And I was always going to his page. Actually, I went to, no, recently, no, I didn't go to his page. Years ago, I skipped going to his page, just asking myself, asking what exactly is he up to now and what is his life. Can you imagine having a relationship, like form of a relationship or whatnot? I don't know what to call it, but we were having something on Facebook for 2 good years. Every single day you are texting, every single, but because he was also very shy, and he also didn't want to come on camera. He preferred to come face to face. You know, video call was not his thing. And also he was very shy, and equally me, I was shy. So both of us were like virgin women, were virgin Christian people who just like, you know, didn't have a clue, you know, and we were trying to establish the first relationship between both of us. And I was growing cold feet, he was growing cold feet, but at least he made a point to actually come to the hotel to meet me. But guess what? My stupid self blew it. Then I was like, okay. So I don't know why I had to give you guys this story, but it's a story of my life, one of the juicy stories of my life. And let me see what you guys are saying. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay, so okay. So I'm from Nigeria, but I live in Netherlands. Onazi. Okay, Emma Kenagwa is hi Empress. You're from Kenya. Good morning, Emma. Bobby G, right? Sister, I had them. They are painful. Yes, I know. Uh, Kimani, a friend who has them, use castor oil and it works wonders. Have you tried it? It's really good for healing wounds. No, I haven't tried castor oil, but good to know. Somebody is saying inflamed. Yes, inflamed. Mary Kay, good morning. Anesthetic. Yeah, okay. Anesthesia, whatever. I don't know. Audrey, thank you for that. Roger. Yeah, Roger, but I'm not sure if it's online. Try to check it. My dad is suffering from that, and I am really sad about his situation. Yes, Audrey, it's very, very sad. When I was expecting, I had painful and itchy pulse. I don't know if it's different from hemorrhoids. The same thing. I went to see my gyna and he gave me a cream to use, which worked like a charm within 3 days. All right. I don't know exactly what cream is that, but yeah. Sounds like your hemorrhoids is inner. When they shrink, they go back inside. Okay, yeah, I think mine's are the ones which are inside. My gyna also advised me to eat lots of green vegetables, high fiber food, especially brown stuff, and less processed food. Actually, I think processed food is the worst culprit. Drinking cranberry keeps the lady parts healthy and fight UTI. Yes, Kimani, I think so, because I was actually, you know, I'm having cranberry pills. I had them with my UTI. Yeah, so it's women probiotic with cranberry. So these are the thing that I usually use. My God, I'm a walking pharmacy. So are you serious? You are virgin. Okay, so whatever. Mary Kay, enjoy your story time about that missionary. It is a bit sad but hilarious. Okay, honey, I have always had low self-esteem and always thought I don't deserve good-looking or well-to-do man. My hemorrhoids also made it worse. Oh my goodness, honey, I know what you are going through. I know for sure. I know. I missed on a missionary, I missed on a missionary, a guy who was a missionary Christian man when that was like 5 years ago because of the bloody low self-esteem. The cream is called Anusol. I will send you. Oh yes, Anusol. I used it as well. Actually, it's really good. I used Anusol. Somebody, I don't know where I bought it. I bought it somewhere in abroad, I'm sure. I use Anusol. I think I left the tube in Kenya when I was in Kenya because also I don't know why when I eat Kenyan food, I get inflamed. But I know also what happens is when I eat, the food that is put, the cube, the beef cubes, you cook it with cubes. Those things make my hemorrhoids flare like crazy. It just depends on any spices my hemorrhoids doesn't want them. Long story, thank God you're now married. Part to be saying, long story, thank God you're now married. It's very funny how these people usually talk about me being married and all that. Like my relationship status. Have I ever spoken with any one of you regarding my relationship status of in the last 1 year or 2 years? Let's just say in the last 1 year. Have you ever? There's a lot of people in this. People are funny. Because sometimes the vloggers they choose not to give you guys, put you guys, tell you guys about their relationship status for a reason. So if you are saying that I am married, it's up to you. There's a lot of people who say you're married, you're dating, somebody say you are pregnant. A lot of people are just saying so many things, but anyway, it is what it is. It is up to you guys, my viewers, to actually decide on what you think I am. So, but I say that my relationship status or anything to do with me, my private life, I am not going to air them here for personal reasons. For personal reasons, because I have people who are haters, who are sent by Satan. They allow themselves to be sent by Satan to come to me and try to trauma or even try to bully me. But I say that, you know what, Satan got nothing on me with all your agents. You have nothing on me. You will try to bully me, but it will be back to the sender. So I said, my life and anything to do with my personal life, I'm not bringing it on the social media. I used to be very open book. I used to be somebody who comes here with anything, and that is how I would like to be. But obviously, some people made me feel like I don't need to, because not everybody who watch you are good and good spirited. A lot of people find that as a weakness, and they find that as a way to try and attack you or attack your character, or even saying that you are born again and saying fudge or of f fudge. That is wrong to some people. Some people will just come on here and project their frustration on a total stranger. And to me, what I call those people are never met you in person. To me, these people are just viruses, computer viruses, because I don't know who they are. I've never met them. They just use keyboard to, with their little ugly ants. They just use keyboard to come at you without even knowing you, taking you so personal without even knowing you. I'm like, are you dumb? Are you dumb? So I decided to follow like Kenyan vloggers. Kenyan vloggers, you don't know ish about their personal lives. People like Joanna Kinuthia, you know ish about their personal life. People like This Is S, nobody know ish about their personal life. People like, and so on and so forth. And there are people like Wabosha, nobody know ish about their personal life. I know that American vloggers are very, very open usually, because their follower based are also very open, and their minds are very much open. There are things that I would like to bring on this. There's a journey that I would like to even bring to my followers and open up. But just because people are very close-minded, I'm forced to actually keep my journeys to myself. So it's very sad because I want to be an open blogger, and I really want to make sure that people connect with me and people follow my journey, and people get encouraged by my journey. I don't just want to come here and be vain and I don't want. But now I am forced to actually just come and say, give anonymous stories. Or even if I give stories about myself, I give anonymous stories, or I give stories, like I don't even know where the direction of this Facebook, these videos are gonna take any longer, because I also care about my emotional health. My what is it called? My psychological health, because there are a lot of people who've been bullied on this same social media, who've ended up even harming themselves because they've been bullied. This is a place where Satan has dominated social media so much, and Satan has used even people who call themselves Christians. Satan has used them to even, it's unbelievable. So I don't trust social media too much to just like to 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 be what I used to be. So it's very sad. It's very unfortunate that you're not going to be part of my life journey. I chose to keep things private just because of the hate I have gotten, just because of people. There are people who even follow me, not even people, let me just say a person who even followed me on my inbox and actually really say very hurtful things to me, just because they find themselves, they think that they're in a better place than I am, or even the stories that I give you guys makes them feel like I am pathetic, I am miserable, my life is shit compared to theirs, and they feel like they are in a better place just because they have husbands. I choose not to bring myself here and say to you guys, oh, now look who I'm dating, oh, now look, I am engaged, oh, now look. No. I choose not to do that, because the minute you open up to yourself, there are people who find that as a weakness. There is a certain person who came onto my inbox, and this person claimed to be born again. This person claimed to be born again, and they came to my inbox to attack my character. And I chose not to put them on blast, or even come here and tell you guys exactly this is the person that came to my inbox to attack me. I choose not to do that, because I know that these people, when you are hurt, you try to hurt people. Like, for example, if you came for me and you are hurt because I gave a story I gave a commentary regarding a certain whatever, on Facebook, or I mean on YouTube, I'm not the only one who gave commentary regarding these people, especially when I gave commentary regarding certain topics, when it becomes to marriage, or when it becomes to like different race relationships, or when it becomes to generally how I think our attitude towards our other ethnicities are when it comes to marriage and relationships. This is just merely my opinion. Every single person have to have their opinions. I am a human being. I can have my opinion, but the only thing is that if you have a right to come at me when I have actually mentioned your name, I've brought you into my channel and said, even if, let's say, I said a certain famous couple, this and this happened to them. If this same famous couple took a camera and actually made a video defending themselves and talking about me and even putting me on blast on their channel, I would accept this because it's fair. I was talking about them personally. But if your name was not mentioned, your channel was not brought into my channel, and nothing about you was spoken about, then you decide, because of out of your insecurity, you decide to follow me on my inbox and attack me. First of all, try and comment bullshit in my channel, and then go to my inbox and try to attack me. Then it just shows your character, because most of these people, they just some people who are miserable, to be honest. Because to me, I feel like if I was in a lovely marriage, or I was so happy that I don't have to even I don't even have to tell people, oh, you know I'm actually married and I am so happy, and I am this, I have progress in my life, and I would never feel the need to do that, or even if I was happy, and let's say I was a millionaire, and there are people who are poor, who cannot afford food, cannot afford clothes. There is no way that I can attack those people and tell them, you are miserable, you are poor, look at me, I'm a millionaire, and the way you are looking at me, or the whatever you say or whatever you talk makes you look like you are actually jealous of me because I'm a millionaire and you're ish actually, and I just want to remind you how shit you are. This person is not okay mentally. This person is not okay mentally. And the minute they accuse me of my mental incapability or my mental illness, they should first of all evaluate their own mental space. Especially if somebody did not mention you, somebody did not talk about you, did not mention you, say this is her name, this is her channel, you have no right to even start making a video or even start to comment on my channel and say, oh, well, this when you're starting drama, you're being problematic. This is what you are. You're being problematic. And I think that this, most YouTubers, they don't know what they want out of YouTube. That is why when they come here, they are out of topic. They don't know. Okay, so what should I make? Okay, let me talk about now Nilotic Empress. And then meanwhile, let me say Nilotic Empress is like this while I'm being what Nilotic Empress is. Let me say Nilotic Empress is a rumor monger and spreading rumors and being hateful and whatever, and I'm like, this person was saying that I am jealous of people who are married to white men, and I am jealous of, I talk trash about children who are, interracial children, as in children who are mixed with the white. I have a best friend who is married to a white man. I have people in my, I don't even know, what these people are talking about. And I think sometimes these people have not really, their conscience is not clear as to why, even the reason why, like their reason for marrying whoever they are married to is not genuine, probably, because their conscience is not clear. Because if your conscience was clear, why would you even care about naysayers? People who are husbandless, people who are childless, people who don't get fucked. They need to, why would you even care about these people? Because they are nobodies at the end of the day. You know very well, you are saying that they are nobodies because they don't have husbands, they are childless, and they are almost heading to 50 without husbands. Yet you feel like, and then you are like, okay, so and so made a video and said that this woman is husbandless. Then you feel the need of coming to my inbox and say, actually, you are husbandless. You are husbandless. This is the mentality of African people. And somebody will say, you are an African woman. The same person will say, I do not like African people mentality. Or I don't know, they will say, I don't know what is wrong with African people. Yet, look at this same person who is coming into the inbox telling you, let me just remind you, she's behaving like Satan. You know what Satan does? Satan will actually, you will go to your knees and pray and tell God, Father, remember. Father, remember. Father, I am touching the hem of your garment. May you remember me for 1, 2, 3. Father, remember how you came through for me. Father, someone is praying in her closet prayer, and then Satan will come in the back of this person who is praying ears and tell them, let me remind you, how long have you prayed for this same thing? And how long haven't you gotten it? And this God of yours that you are praying doesn't answer. Why are you wasting your time? This is Satan whispering on the ear of this person who is praying. So this woman is actually behaving like Satan, because Satan is the one who is going to be the accuser of the brethren. And then the Satan is going to your ears and whispering negativity and saying, oh, let me remind you. When, for example, a woman who has a waiting womb, you know, she's waiting to have a child. And the woman, you know, like Hannah and Peninnah, these people in the Bible, there is one of them who had a baby and another one, her womb was closed for some reason, for some time. So the one who had a baby, who had a baby was always laughing at the one who didn't have a baby. Same with somebody, let's say, for example, if a woman has prayed, has been in the prayer closet, praying for a husband, has prayed almost all her life for a husband, then there's another African woman. It's always African woman. I'm telling you something. In the outside world, whether you are married, whether you are not married, it's not something that is very, you know, they understand that everybody, they have their time and they have their reasons for doing everything in life. There are people who've decided that marriage is not for them. There are people who've decided children is not for them. There are people who've decided 1, 2, 3 is not for them. There are people who've decided that for them, they just want self-development. They want to build 1, 2, 3. They want to be homeowners and they want to develop themselves single-handedly. And they probably don't even want mates. There are people like this in the world. And there are also people who've decided that they just want to marry men. Fellow men who've decided they want to marry fellow men. Women who've decided they just want to marry fellow women. You know, there is always a point in life that every single person have got their time based on their desires and the things that they have set up that they want to do for themselves, you know. And if you are somebody who feels like you have already climbed a ladder, you are like the Hannah and the Peninnah, you've already had a baby, the other one didn't have a baby, then you feel the need to actually attack this one for not having a baby. Don't you know that even God, the same God who gives babies, takes babies? Don't you know that the same God who gives husbands, takes away husbands? Yeah? Don't you know that the same God? People should actually look at their motives behind every single thing. Because to me, honestly, in my rightful mind, there is no way on earth that I would say that, listen, I have this money in the bank. I have this amount of wealth. I have this, la la la. And then even if my worst enemy was poor and was begging in the street, there is no way I will rub it on my worst enemy's face and tell them, ha, let me remind you, you are actually a beggar. I will remind you again. This is something that I will never do, you know. But there is people who are actually in church. They claim, remember God says, not everyone that say God, God will enter the kingdom of God. Hey, Selah. Not everyone. You know, sometimes you might judge me and say to me that I am not a good person. I am this and I'm this and I'm that. But you don't know when I go to my bed. You don't know exactly how I am. You don't know. The minute I close my door and I'm in my house by myself, like right now, the way I am here, you don't know my relationship with God at the end of the day. You do not know. So the minute you put yourself in a high place and feel like you are holier than thou, better than thou. And actually, even me, if somebody has attacked my character and have told me, I usually go back and think and say, how can I improve my character? So-and-so has said 1, 2, 3 about me. But let me think, as me as a person, whatever I did, was it right to do? How I showed my character, was it okay to do, you know? And the reason why I say to you, I am making this video, I'm talking about these incidents, because I want you guys to understand, I'm a vlogger at the end of the day, and there is nothing that you are going to bring into my inbox as a vlogger that I will not address openly in my vlogging channel, because everything, if you bring anything into my inbox that is tied to my channel, just know that it's going to be addressed. So you should not even say, why are you addressing it? I am addressing it because it was brought to my attention. So I just want to say that sometimes, especially in our community, we still have a long way to go. Why? Because you cannot shame anybody for whatever, for their journey, whether they chose to even make a video crying. For example, sometimes I make a video saying I'm not okay, I'm crying here. You don't know that I was even 2 minutes away from ending my life. Then that video made me feel like I aired whatever in my chest to my fellow followers, so that we can encourage each other. Or you don't know who my video touched. You know, it's a channel. You know, it goes both ways. Humans always need each other. But then, if somebody choose, such people feel like in the community, in our community, it's a taboo in most cases to even come out and say, I'm not okay. It's a taboo to even come out and say that actually I am suffering in my marriage. It's a taboo to even say actually I have mental problem. You know, they will always say that you are bewitched. For example, there is a woman recently who was the behind story of this woman is that she had a baby, and then after the birth of her baby, she suffered prenatal depression. This is called prenatal or postmortem depression. Postmortem, not postmortem. Postpartum. Postmortem. Hey, sorry. English came with a but. Postpartum depression. So this lady suffered this after the giving birth to her baby. Then she traveled to Africa. This woman is married to some American men, some American Caucasian men. Then she traveled to Africa, forgetting, you know, the people who suffer from mental illness, they usually take their pills that they are prescribed. Then when they feel better, they stop taking their pills, even without finishing the dose, thinking that they are fine. This is not supposed to be the case. If a medicine has been prescribed to you, the minute that you don't feel better, the minute, sorry, let me actually grab my charger. I'm gonna charge this now. Oh. Where's the charger? The minute you don't you feel better, meaning that this medicine that you are taking, that you are taking, why is this not working now? Yeah, the minute you don't feel you feel better, meaning that the medicine that you are taking is actually working, and you need to continue taking it. Not vice versa, where you feel the need to stop the medicine. So this lady stopped taking the medicine and went to Africa. And when she went to Africa, this is the African mentality that I want to let you guys know, that we have a long way to go. She went to Africa, and then she was going to the market somewhere. Why am I telling you this? Is because this lady's cousin actually went on social media and actually narrate the entire story behind the lady with the depression. So the lady went to Africa for Christmas holiday and was in the market, or was going about her business. Then the depression, the bout of whatever depression hit her, and she removed her clothes and she started behaving mad. What does fellow Africans do? Instead of giving the lady a kanga, a cloth, or even clothing her, or even giving her clothes to put on her body, they removed their camera and started filming this lady with this going crazy and naked, sitting nakedly, and they go, the first first thing for them to do is actually share this story on social media, saying that the lady is bewitched. The lady is bewitched because she was showing a glamorous life. She married a glamorous man. She married an American Caucasian man. She had a baby and she was having a good life. And people were jealous. So she got bewitched. And people, Africans, took this video and started running with it on social media. Without even knowing the backstory of this lady's story, they started speculating that this lady has been bewitched. What witchcraft are they talking about? While this lady is like in our continent, even if you are sick mentally, there is something called mental illness. Not necessarily these are supposed to be witchcraft. This is the reason why there are people who are actually, instead of going to the hospital, they go, I don't know where, to some place saying that it's witchcraft, when you need to rush somebody to the hospital. And the reason why they run with these things on social media, what if it was your sister? What if it was you? Let's not even go to your sister. What if it was you that some exact thing happened to you? Would you be glad if somebody took a story and twisted and brought it on social media and said what it was not even? Just for views or for clout purposes, to earn $2, $3, $4 and to put it inside their pocket to feed their children or even to gain money from it. Would you be happy if this happens to you? That is why I think that we as African people, we need to actually sometimes rethink our motives, rethink our personalities, rethink our attitudes towards life itself. I'm very passionate about this because I do know that no, I'm not saying all. Please don't misquote me. I'm not saying all, but majority of us still have this personality, this mentality. Even the people who are already just a hand tap away to the Google or even to the social media or even to some study material to open their minds. Even these people still choose to run their mouth empty. It's not like they don't have education. They do. But not everybody who have books in their brains are intelligent. This I am sure. Because even me, I don't have higher education. But I can actually reason out like somebody who's gone to Harvard University. Because I don't think that you need education to be proper human in the community. There's a lot of people who are billionaires out here, but they did not even step into a classroom. Because you don't even need, you just need basic human, what is it called? Basic human reasoning to execute things in life. For example, you cannot come to my inbox and attack me, saying that, oh, you are almost 50 and you don't have a husband. Abby, are you mad? Are you actually, let me ask you, are you dumb? Because if you are not, you should actually rethink yourself. Because sometimes I'm like, I was telling to myself, I will never even, there is no point to even address this. I say to myself, but no, these people not, actually the lady is very lucky that I did not bring the things that the venom that she spewed on my inbox here on the social media. I did not bring and actually said who her name is. I did not. But I choose to bring this story because it came to my experience. I choose to bring this story here to tell you guys that it's not like we still have a long way to go as African people. If you are suffering in a marriage and you decide, even if the marriage was costing you your life. If you decide to come out of that marriage, it's your fault. You are not opening your leg enough to satisfy your husband. Or if your husband chooses to become a community dick, in this case, then you are not giving him enough mujulubeng. You know, mujulubeng is down there. You are not serving him hot enough. This is the reason why he is getting desire to find other women outside. Nobody is putting men accountable in this community. Nobody does that. Eh? Let's say you are being beaten like crazy. They are beating you. You are almost dying. You lose all your tooth. And you have neighbors everywhere. Nobody will come to your rescue. They say those are inside domestic issues that they are solving. Solving domestic issue is screaming and twa, 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 twa. That is solving. Actually, let them solve. Nobody will even go there to actually find out what are they doing. Why are they beating her? No. It's none of their business. It's really none of their business. But then I just want to say that sometimes they cycle. And in most cases, the people who behave like this have got some deep-rooted pain. At least me, I've come on social media and I have actually aired and said to people that I have some deep-rooted pain in my past. I have this and that happened to me. There are some people who have not accepted. They have this deep-rooted pain, and most of them is because of the way they are raised, the kind of example their parents set, how they were being raised, you know. So these things are going with them towards even the next generation. They have children, they will raise children with the same mentality, with the same cycle of whatever happened to them. And will continue and continue, instead of them taking an opportunity to be a bit more broad-minded and to understand that every single human being have a path, and my path might not be yours. So it's not like sometimes, and that is the reason why it's better to keep your things to yourself. If you have close friends that you can open up to them, open up to them. But if you don't, I say that a lot of people will find a way to trash you for things like this. What is this? Someone has sent me a message. So anyway, you guys, let me see what you guys are saying. I am very much at peace with myself. And I love the journey that, what is this? I am happy with the journey that God has brought me to. I'm at peace with myself. The only time you will attack me is when I come to your inbox and ask you to share your husband with me. If I tell you, can you please share your husband? Then you will say, hey, Chineke. So Kimani is telling me how real I am. Thank you. Cecilia, I love you, Ruby. Much love from Zambia. I love you too, Cici. People don't understand how I can talk much. I can talk much, but keep a lot of stuff to myself. I choose to do because some people can be so wicked and just like snooping around. Mary Kay, that's very true. We are not perfect. Okay, we are not. I'm not actually going there. So where are you right now? I am in Europe. Splendiva, sweetheart, I miss you. Okay, so Osamomoni, but the question will be someone who chooses to marry same sex, is there that will of God, or rather someone who decides not to have kids without having any problem with him Or Umanyi, what are you saying? Same sex is that no, I didn't say it's the will of God, but people choose. People have a path to choose in life. People have things to choose. So if they choose to marry the same man, to marry same sex, that's God. God will question them and they will answer. It's not for me to go. Uh, if it's Patricia, again, not a millionaire, sorry. Even, who is Patricia? If it's Patricia, again, not a millionaire, sorry. Even by UK standard, if she's comparing herself to others no, it's not Patricia. Man, Patricia is by, leave Patricia alone. Sorry, sis, I'm late to this live. I'm trying to join the flow. I miss you here. Okay, Oyimore Jaber, African World, Oyimore Aina, she's saying hello. Splendida, I have a problem with this filming or a thing when we should be thinking of saving a life. It's crazy. What is this festival? I have a problem with this filming of a thing when we should be, yeah, thinking of saving a life. Exactly. I cannot imagine the lady was naked. She was going through depression and she was naked. Then some people just chose to actually film her and bring her on social media. Then some people also decided to run her story without knowing the background truth about the story. Um, uh, so, and the people who say that somebody bewitched her, like, please, no. It's not true. Not always everything have to be witchcraft. Real talk. It's called common sense. Um, if it's Nikki, the girl lives a normal average life by Australian standard in Melbourne. She's not a millionaire. Oh God, you guys, I think this millionaire thing went out of your heads. No, this was just an example. I didn't mean any YouTuber. Any YouTuber when it comes to millionaire. I didn't. Many women have been brainwashed with a lie that marriage is the only way to life. So yeah, you guys, I think I have finished this live. I think I don't want to take more. I don't know why it's just bringing, it's not bringing me real time. But at least I have said exactly enough of what I needed to say today. So if you have any question, please bring it to the admin, okay? Signed by the admin of this page. If you have any questions regarding this video, comment section is going to be open. Please don't out yourself. If you know that you are the one I was talking about, don't out yourself. Respect the fact that I chose not to out you. You know, respect the fact that I chose not to out you, and and don't actually, I'll tell you something. Please don't inbox me and don't email me. Just leave it as where it is. Just leave it there, because I'm not going to reply to you. I'm not going to talk to you, and I'm not going, if you want to continue following and watching my videos, I'm not going to block you. I'm going to let you do so. But just know that I am not going to actually engage with you in any other conversation, because after the last conversation that I had with you, that was it. I said the reason why I want to share this is because I felt the need to share it. And the reason why I chose not to out you, say your name, or even put you here on blast is because of respect. It's because of respect, and because I don't want you to be bullied by my followers, because I know my followers are capable of coming for your ass. But I don't want that, because I don't want you to feel how I felt when you attacked me in my inbox. That is human. That is actually human. But what I can say is that please, as much as all Christians are not perfect, we have to be accountable for how we project our anger or our dissatisfaction with our fellow human, you know, especially if nothing was actually directed to you. No name of yours was mentioned. You are just being an ambassador of whoever, just for the sake of being an ambassador, and you have the need of feeling like you have to attack. When you are attacking, please remember that when you are attacking somebody, please remember how you feel when you get attacked. You know, please remember how you feel. That's why I say that if I make a video regarding a YouTuber, and mention that YouTuber's name and say this is her, and yes, I've mentioned a couple of YouTubers, that actual YouTuber have a right to come to my inbox to abuse me, to attack me, because I did mention their name in my channel. I did that, and I would deserve that. But if it's had nothing to do with you, don't do it. Don't do it, because if you're doing it, you're only trying to create drama. Only trying to create drama. And, you know, so I think that is the end of my video. Let me enjoy my vacation. So I am on a vacation in Europe. I'm not really planning to vlog any of my vacation for actually for what is it called, for this YouTube. You don't need to bring everything on YouTube. So they've just to cool down the drama. I'm not bringing any of my vacation pictures, videos, anything on YouTube, just because I really don't want to bring attention to my life. You know, I don't want to. So anyway, that is the reason why I choose to put my life on private when it comes to dating, relationships, marriage, friends, la la la. I choose to bring my life, put it on private. So I like it when people are gazing. Is she married? Is she pregnant? Is she having a boyfriend? Why is she actually in Europe now? Who is she visiting? Who is she? Who is she actually now dating that she has to go to Europe? You guys, you are funny. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make a point to do so. If you want to be a part of the community that discuss issues, not just rubbish. They discuss issues that affect us in the community. We do discuss it, whether it is directed to me, but our African mentality has to stop. Some of these mentalities are not okay. You know, if you are, some of this mentality are not okay. Even me, with myself, I'm not okay. So all of us have to rethink. And all of us have to heal from our past wounds, because we are not raised right. Because if somebody is raised right, they wouldn't behave a certain way. I am saying, even me, I'm not raised right, but I'm on the path to being somebody. You know, when you're hurt, you're hurt. And this 2020, ain't nobody got time for that. Enjoy your stay wherever you have. Happy vacation. Sheila Ochaka, thank you. Let me know what bullshit stacking you. Hey, nyo. Hey, Dijado, your name is so nice. You're ready to go and attack my attacker. You know, that is the spirit, but no, it's okay. Let me just fight my own battles myself. There is no point of making somebody to go and harm themselves for no reason. Depression is real out here. Oh, depression is real. So we are not going to have her get depressed for no reason. Let the lady heal in peace, because I know that she is also hurt and she's also finding herself in this cruel world. So she will get better and she will learn as time goes by. So there's no point of you going for her. I don't be annoyed, my dear. Please don't see it that way. Only assume because of the ring, left hand ring, the manner in which exception was made is. Oh yeah, part today is not you. I'm not talking about you. Yeah. My ring has a meaning, of course, but that is the reason why I told you that I am not bringing anything regarding relationship, marriage, or whatnot into social media. I'm gonna keep it to myself. If you see me with a ring, just wish me luck and just let things pass by. But just know that it is well. It is well. Things are not going to be said beyond that, and for personal reasons. So Sheila Ochaka, I think you guys, I have talked with you guys Mary Kay, people who bully and attack others usually have their own unsolved personal issue for sure. Thank you, sis. You have a beautiful soul. Many blessings. Thank you, guys. And I think I'm going to end this live today. I really enjoyed this live. I enjoy when I come here and actually air my concerns, just open my heart to you guys in this cold Europe. I'm having such a blast because actually I'm here. I'm actually on vacation for 30 days. 30 days, guys. So I took a whole month just to come and enjoy myself. So yeah, I'm really enjoying myself. And again, I'm not gonna vlog it, but I will be coming because I have time. So I will be coming and making videos. But if I don't make a video for you guys, just know that that it's nothing personal. It's just because I'm taking time to enjoy the moments. So anyway, you guys have a lovely time, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a lovely day. Bye.